was never really good playing role of the puppet. Too busy being me to be concerned with perception of the public. Everyone is buzzing, but everybody ain't thinking about a budget. I want ownership in something. Niggas get their way.
You get loud and all in your feelings about Braun. When Braun, he talking to a black billionaire, but when you talking to a white billionaire, you humble. And you come back on your show talking real respectful, mild manner, man. Hey, bro, listen, bro. And you dogging the black women. Like, bro, let's stay out of politics and stick to talking about sports you never played. All right? Just stick to doing that, bro. We not going to vote for you if you talk. I heard you talking about running. You don't do that, bro. We not going to vote for you. No. No, we're not. But check this out, bro. Stop, bro, okay? You do not have the same energy for other people, but you got a lot of energy for Braun and black women and everybody else. Well,
Alexis was on First Take, and then Alexis had some choice words for Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith, I think you had some marriage advice for me. Is that right? Or
I didn't. You know, headlines are headlines. We can get into that another time.
I was hoping you were going to be here.
No, I am not qualified. Married? Right. Oh, no, not me.
I was going to ask, because you hadn't been married before, right?
I am married.
No, Stephen.
He hasn't.
No. Okay. Yeah, because I give advice to plenty of founders who want to build billion-dollar companies. And the reason I do that is because I build billion-dollar companies.
Yeah.
So I generally try to stay in my lane as advice
Then we'll talk marriage advice later. I've run 13 years strong. We got
Deal.
you. Alexis, thank you so much.
He was trying to cut my man's off. He was trying to get into it a little bit.
She was trying to keep it cute.
She was like, no. We'll be right back after this.
I'm married. We can talk later. Let's take a listen to Stephen A. Smith in the gang's comments the day after the Super Bowl.
If I'm married and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, go back to his ass. Because clearly you don't belong with me.
That was a comment narrative after the Super Bowl.
And that's
By
what
the way,
I'm saying.
Ryan Clark's kept man comment would be more offensive than the Crip Walk, I divorce you, whatever.
And that's why I said Alexis going to have a lot of people to address if this is how he's handling things, because a lot of people had the same thing to say that Stephen A. said, and a lot of people also were saying what Ryan Clark was saying as far as, like, you're with Serena. You ain't even got too
Alex
much.
got his own bag, though.
He does. Very much so.
Bag, by the way.
Very much so. But, I mean, people like the jokey joke. They like to lean on into it. But
I don't see nothing wrong with what Alexis Ohanian did or whatever. I don't see nothing wrong with Stephen, what he said. You know what I mean?
I don't see nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't a real pull-up. A pull-up is when the person is there and you say what you need to say to the person's face. Like, I know Alex is a busy person, but when First Take asked him to come on, he should have said, is Stephen A. going to be there? And when they said he's going to be there remotely, he should have said, I'll wait until he's in studio. If he really wanted to say something to his face.
Well, Stephen A., of course, responded a few hours ago to all of the commentary around Alexis's comments.
Serena Williams, she is married to billionaire Alexis Ohanian, and he came on First Take today to promote some new event that he's got going on with Atheos and all of that, and people are talking about how he came at me, and took a sly dig, because of what I said and when Serena Williams was on stage performing at the Super Bowl. I don't know the man. I have nothing against him whatsoever. I don't recall saying a negative word about him. Essentially, what I said was, why that energy for an ex? I'm glad that it didn't escalate or anything like that. He is her husband. He loves her dearly. They have 2 wonderful children together. And I have absolutely no issue with him whatsoever wanting to address that situation with me. But I wasn't going to get into it on national television. I'm a professional.
Well, he didn't just say why all that energy for an ex. He said, I would have divorced her.
Yeah, he did.
I respect pull-ups when it's said to a person's face. I think y'all be doing backflips just because he said it while Stephen A. was remote. No, I want to see you say it to a person's face. You know when Birdman wanted to say what he said to me, Birdman called a week in advance to say, I'm coming on this day, and I want to make sure he's in studio. So that's the type of energy I respect.
You was in here sweating.
Yeah. No, please, never. But y'all, but see, that's y'all generation though. Y'all get behind these computers and these microphones and say whatever y'all want to say about people, but never say it to a person.
No, that's not everybody in this generation.
Yeah,
that's
when the person come up and y'all clam up and y'all don't want the confrontation. No, I like me personally. I like confrontation.
Who don't want the confrontation? Who you talking about?
I don't want to live
this whole generation.
Oh, just period.
Yeah, because you gonna make Jeff with that scarf on?
I'm waiting. That's not confrontation. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see y'all get confronted.
Why do you want to see us in confrontation?
I want to see how y'all handle it when it happens. That's why.
But I he confronted. Remember, Sexy Red confronted me when she came up here.
That's true. You handled that well.
But I'm not looking to be confrontational on the radio.
No. That's not
what I'm looking
You ain't
to
gonna be
do.
up here doing your little latest and giving out all of these news reports and reporting people gossip. And then when they come up here and want to confront you about what you said, you act like I'm not here to be confrontational.
No, we can have a conversation.
No.
Be real professional. Alexis, stay in your lane.
Hey, it's your boy Jim CB, and we're back for another video for the channel, man. And I'm tapping in because it's looking crazy out here, man. Your boy Stephen A. Smith is getting dug walked for interfering in people's marriages. Namely Serena Williams and her husband, saying that if she cared that much about an ex, then he would divorce her and things like that, you know. So I don't know if he's married or not, but again, Stephen A. get a little bit too personal with other people's business, marital problems. He takes it outside of sports a lot, right? And granted, as a commentator, when things happen, you tend to speak on it, right? Same thing with YouTubers, content creators, things of that nature. So sometimes it just seems a little bit too personal, and then it's confrontational as he seems to put on that act. As he seems to be when he's putting on the act and he's showboating and doing all the things he's doing over the airwaves. What happens is sometimes he doesn't have that same level of smoke for everybody, or vitriol or whatever have you, or defense mechanism. It just seems like, man, sometimes you just gotta know when to toe that line, when you gotta walk the line and pay attention and actually think about what you're saying before you say it, right? So when you're dealing with people, spousal issues, that's personal. That's like interfering in a domestic dispute, and you don't really know what's going on. You jump in, you take a side automatically, right? And you put yourself in other people's business where it kind of doesn't belong, right? Same way with the LeBron stuff, like worried about what he's doing as a father. That's not your job as a sports analyst, my G. Speaking on marital problems is not, your job as a sports analyst. Your job is to analyze the games, right? Speak on things as it pertains to sports. Now, let's just say if Serena and her husband got to a big fight spat, God forbid, we don't want to wish these things on people, but if they got into something as a married couple and it affected her tennis career negatively, such as endorsements, such as backlash, public outcry, things of that nature, right? Same thing we talk about with the Sha'Carri Richardson situation, and other things like that, where it's like, hey, you did something, and now it's affecting your sports career. That's different, right? What does her saying whatever she said or responding to whatever she responded about with an ex, what does that have to do with her tennis career and her husband? Nothing. That part of it, hey, listen.
You ever see LeBron guard a white boy? It's called what it is. You see someone come at me, closest you ever came to seeing him do something like that. When he called out Brian Winters.
That first line is just funny as hell. You ever seen him guard a white boy? Play it again, I'm sorry.
You ever see LeBron guard a white boy? It's called what it is. You see someone come at me, closest you ever came to seeing him do something like that was when he called out Brian Winters. What you calling out Brian Winters for? The man covered you since junior high school and has praised you repeatedly. And you used the Pat McAfee situation to go at him. And that's the only time you ever seen LeBron James, really go at somebody white. I'm gonna call it what it is. I pride myself on being a fair-minded individual. And I'm also a proud black man. And I know not only what I've done, what I've tried to do for black men in our industry. I might have to call you out sometimes, but you know why I'm calling you out? Because there's a whole bunch of other black people I got to look out for, and they can't make the same errors you just made, because if they did, it would ruin their life. And I need to use you as that example because I got a bigger vision.
That's an interesting take, but what I would say, bigger than going at, I guess, white sports pundits, like we've seen LeBron James be a voice for social justice, in a racially divided country. Like we've seen him do that a lot. We've seen him position himself, throughout his career as a leader on those type of issues. And somebody of his stature don't have to speak out against a lot of the things that LeBron has spoken out against. So, I mean, you know, saying he never went at a white sports pundit, I don't know if that's even true or not, but I've seen him stand up against white supremacy. LeBron has used his platform to speak on political and social issues.
Yes.
He's done things like, you know, mobilize black voters. He's fought against voter suppression. He did that in response, you know, to the death of George Floyd. I've seen LeBron James stand up and speak on issues, especially in regards to race, that he doesn't have to at his level.
Yes.
So I like that more than going at, you know, a white sports.
But I guess he's saying if you're gonna go at me, go at everybody the same. I guess that's Stephen A. Smith's point.
But I'm just saying both they're not created equal. I don't know if he's ever got. Brian Windhorst is the example that I would use because that's the latest one that's in my mind. I don't know historically. I'm sure he's probably clapped at Skip Bayless. I don't know. I really do not know. But I'm just saying, standing up for social justice issues and standing up for your race in regards to stuff like that is bigger than me, and it's a lot more to lose doing that than it is going at a sports anchor. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know what Stephen A. was trying to get at with that.
Gotcha.
That commentary.
But was the shut up and dribble? I mean, he didn't like go at her, but remember the whole shut up and dribble thing too. Like, I'm sure he has some things to say about that.
But that's why the lady told him that because of the stands he takes for his
what he was the stance he was taking
on race issues and social justice issues.
It was George Floyd. That was a George Floyd time.
I don't remember what that was for. I just remember that's why they told him to shut up and dribble. That's why.
All right.
But I want to say one last thing. The reason I always give LeBron James props for what he does in social justice and standing up for racial issues is because of the fact that people like Michael Jordan, were always criticized for not doing that. You know, because he didn't want to lose endorsements or didn't want to lose fans. LeBron don't seem to care about that. Has never seemed to care about that. So I respect that more than just, you know, going at a white sports anchor.
All right.
Stephen A. was saying.